Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Western Ohio. We're here at the Eldora Speedway for tonight's running of the Fenceline Films Mud Season Classic, the 7th round of the 2025A OSCA Weekend Woodsmen Series, the first and only dirt race on the calendar. I'm Cameron Rich with Ty McIntosh and Carlos Acosta in the booth, as always. Last week, we were in Richmond, Virginia for two 85-lap halves there, and we saw a further cementation of the Redux South Shore TMR stranglehold on this championship with Austin Beers and Tate Lytle taking home their second and sixth wins, respectively. Tonight, though, a totally different experience for all these drivers, still on a short track, but we've replaced the asphalt with dirt, and as a result, we're sure to see some crazy action. Ty, how we feeling heading into tonight?
I'm feeling really good. I think this is going to be a great race. Some notable storylines to mention. Tate Lytle not here. He missed Vegas. He was able to rebound last week. So that's going to see him fall back down in the point standings again. So I'm wondering who from South Shore is going to step up. Is it going to be Clemens? Is it going to be Bracey, Westergreen? That's a story to follow. Obviously, we look at the team standings. South Shore with a little bit of a lead, a 41-point lead over Redux. Not crazy when we consider the team aspect of everything. That can change very quickly. And then an even further gap down to Mixture Rich. But those guys are getting really hot. So I think we're going to see a lot of the same names tonight, even with our dirt players mixed in. Thomas Capone, one of them. Tim Con.
It's going to be fun seeing then how those dirt guys can go up here. Some of them, maybe not ones we see run up front week to week. Definitely ones we will see run up front tonight. And I believe we're going to go ahead and get into our picks for the race tonight. And who is going to go first? I believe that's going to be Tim. Where are you at, Tim?
Tim.
I'm going to take Jake Scarborough.
Like at pick Tim. Would make that pick myself, but I can't. Neil, who you got?
So, I had a sandwich today for lunch, and I put a little mayo on it. I think I'm going to take Thomas Capuano instead.
That's terrible. He's right here, dude. He's right here, dude.
Dude, I feel hurt now.
All right, it's okay. It's okay,
He's
Tim.
somehow I qualified.
Tim, I got you. I'm picking Tim Con.
There we go, Vic. Thank you.
Yeah, anytime, Pops. Anytime.
All right.
Cam, you're up.
I'll go with the guy who's currently in P5. Let's go with Caden.
I like that pick too. GP, who you got?
I hate you all. I'm going to go with the first half race winner, Ray Bracey.
I am going to pick Noah Brown.
All right. Carlos, who you got?
I think there's going to be a lot of chaos in half one, and he's starting a little deeper into the field, but going to get a nice solid top 10. I'm going to pick Kynan Jones.
Like that pick.
I mean, give a dog a bone, huh? I'll take my hackathon.
I like that pick.
Yeah, we got into a little bit of a scuffle in the general chat this week, but you know, we live and we learn, and you know, you can make it up to me right here.
It's all great picks, guys.
As we roll through picks, I believe we have a ad for tonight. Fenceline Films is the sponsor of both halves, and I believe we have a commercial for them. Carlos is going to play for you. So take a seat back, enjoy that, and we will be right back with the grid.
back.
All right, back here at Eldora Speedway, just finished up qualifying for tonight's run of the OSCA's Fenceline Films Mud Summer Classic. Matt Hackathorn actually coming out with the fastest lap in qualifying, I believe. What is his first ever pole in OSCA? I'll have to check up on that, but certainly seems to be it. We have some fog rolling over the track there. Nice little spooky setting. We'll get the grid rolling for you here very shortly. Matt Hackathorn there on the pole next to Daniel Gore. He's going to roll off P2. Jake Scarborough, another Redux driver, rolls off in P3, and AJ Plemons, the short tracker, rolls off in P4 outside of the second row there. Caden Tuff, another short tracker there, rolls off in P5, and next to him, won't say it again, but he is a short tracker himself, no rut, rolling off in 6. Noah Brown rolls off in P7. Thomas Capuano rolls off in P8. Dylan Thomas in P9, and Dustin Dusty Dewar in P10.
Rolling off 11 is going to be Aaron Evans in that beautiful Evans Aquatics paint scheme. Starting to his right is going to be Bojo in the number 7 machine. 13th, Austin Beers. 14th, Darren Staff. Austin Beers, one of those Fenceline Films drivers. You see him sponsoring that on the truck. Zach Evans, P15, with Timbits himself looking very fly in that Ream throwback, Mr. James Miller. Tynan Jones, 17th. That is not the scheme he's running, but that's still a very good-looking paint scheme. And Dakota Pignataro, 18th in the 18 car. With Adam Peeler, row 10, inside lane in 19th, and David Westergreen on the outside in 20th.
And 21st, OSCA Daddy himself, Tim Conrad, in that bright number 35. Roll off in the bottom half of the 10th row there, next to Santiago Aguirre in the number 88. Rolling off in P23, we've got Dallas Myhan. Next to him, Gilberto Javier Gomera in the number 99. And rolling off the last two trucks in the field, Patrick Hahey in 87 and Jordan Tarbell did not set a qualifying time. Trucks are rolling out here. Something to note here, Ty, all of these trucks are throwback schemes. You'll notice that on the screen tonight. I believe it's the 2013 Eldora truck event, so all of these trucks are going to be painted like trucks that were in that event. So pretty cool to see. And I believe Matt's car there in the 04, that is Norm Benning's machine. So we'll see that on the pole.
Absolutely, a lot of notable names in that race. Ryan Newman was one of them. Kyle Larson, Armand Quiroga. I think that's how you say his name. I might have said that wrong. That's always one that I struggle with. Lots of beautiful trucks here. I mean, Daniel Gore, that Smoky Mountain truck looks great. Let's see the. I'm trying to pacing the drivers that were in these trucks is a lot harder for me, just because I mean that was 12 years ago. I was 11 years old. That's a long time ago, but we'll have to go through these during the cautions and let you guys get a look at all of them. But we are about to get this thing green here for the Mud Summer Classic.
Yeah, pace truck is off there. Field's in the hands of Matt Hackathorn. Quick start here. Field is going, and yep, there they go, off into turn number 1. Everybody's sideways as they should be. 3 wide for the P2 right there. AJ Clemens, there's somebody on the wall. I think that's Neil Rutt in the outside. Not too much damage there, getting it going there. And around the outside, Daniel Gore actually takes the lead. He's going to sail around Matt Hackathorn and take that position for himself. Now the battle's for second. 3 trucks there. Scarborough, Hackathorn, and Clemens fighting for it. Clemens looks like he's going to get the advantage around the outside there.
Yeah, it's something we're used to seeing from Eldora. That top side starts off dominant, and then the lane kind of shifts down to the bottom. But Daniel Gore with the preferred lane, as he's actually going to have a little bit of a blinking issue. He did lag out of qualifying, but hopefully he gets that sorted. But that top side is going to be dominant here for the first 5 to 10 laps, and then we're going to see guys start to shuffle and use the bottom. Now, you can throw sliders like we see Matt Hackathorn try there. Nothing there. As AJ Plemons is now to the inside of Daniel Gore. He's fighting for the lead.
Yeah, big move there into turn number 1. Plemons is going to throw a slider drive his truck on the bottom there and try to slide up to the outside, but Daniel Gore trying to do a crossover through 3 and 4 there. Good racing up here for the lead. Daniel Gore having a little bit of blinking issues there, but no problem. He's more or less solid. Probably not throwing the connection flag just yet, but AJ Plemons has gotten into the lead himself right now. So now the battle is for third. 3 trucks there, Tufts, Scarborough, and now Noah Brown has made his way into the mix. that 04 of Hackathorn, he's actually struggling pretty harder now, dropping back to the 6th, 7th spot.
A couple of guys that aren't struggling. Jake Scarborough, he was in the middle of the 3 wide there with his teammate, and Caden Tufts got the clear there. And Dylan Thomas blew around the outside of Matt Hackathorn. He's looking right now to get around his teammate, Caden Tufts, and that 65 of Noah Brown. All guys that are looking good. Thomas Capuano, one of our notables, won at Knoxville for his first OSCA win. I think he might have actually swept that week. He's moving his way through the top 10 as well.
Yes, he did sweep that event, trying to do it again this week, and doing a pretty good start now, running right where he started. Back to the field a little bit, that is the battle for, that looks like the 8th spot now. Austin Beers on the bottom, or that's actually Capuano himself. Contact there with his teammate, that's the 04 Hackathorn. So Capuano deciding that he's not going to hold any bars to get into the field, and teammates do not matter. Here's Darren Staff a little bit further on back. He's running in 13th there.
Caution, Bracy.
Back up to the lead. Ooh. Caution for Bracy. Yep, let's see what happened to him. Like he is going again, so whatever happened, not terminal. Very low on the track there, 3 and 4, and it looks like he's, he got a hook by the 98 of Aaron Evans there.
Oh no. Yeah, just that's one of the things with these trucks too is once you get out of shape on dirt, it's really hard to snap it back into shape, right? And you get on the brakes, and the truck's gonna get unhappy. Aaron obviously just cooked it a little too hard there on the bottom. Bojo was trying to get arced out from the bottom, and they just kind of collided there. So Aaron will get the EOL there, and hopefully we're able to see both those guys continue. Bojo's got a little bit of right rear damage, but with this being on dirt, I can't say that it's going to affect too much. And I don't think that any pit stops are going to be made because they're on dirt tires, and they don't have any tires in the pits for this week. So,
nope, no tires and no fuel for these dirt events. And something I saw from Bojo there, it looks like he actually might have actually seen that the 48 had a problem, made a move to the inside, and then the 48 just still spun out. Like he said, especially that little hook to the left under is just so hard to come back from because the truck it'll just kind of catch, and you can't do too much about it. But yeah, not too much damage. Everybody's gonna be good to go, and they'll keep going. No issues here. Very dusty, foggy track here tonight. Interesting to see. Sure, it shows up on the broadcast, but these cars are very washed out, and interesting choice of weather tonight. But we're about to go green again. Field in the hands of AJ Plemons. He is on the inside of Daniel Gore. Green flag is out. Good start for Plemons. He's going to have the advantage into turn number 1. There's Noah Brown on the very, very bottom of the racetrack near the inside wall trying to make some moves there. I think he actually is going to get one. Gets around the inside of that 00 of Tough. Some contact. He's going to barge his way through there. That's actually his teammate to his outside, Daniel Gore. And those 3 wide into turn number 3 there. That's 19 of Beers on the bottom now making his way up into the front. He started P13, now in the top 5.
Bracy
yeah, Daniel Gordon. Oh no.
No caution.
Don't see yellow for that just yet. Noah Brown, the first time he did get help from Caden Tufts getting to his teammate. That second time though, did not give Daniel Gore much room. So hopefully we can see those guys get back going and get into a rhythm, and there's no issues there. But nonetheless, AJ Plemons is your leader by about a whole second over Jake Scarborough, who is second, Noah Brown third, Austin Beers fourth, fighting with Daniel Gore actually for the 4th spot, I believe. Side by side there with a slider for Beers. He's going to get into Daniel. Daniel's not got to be having too much of a fun time right now. They're wrecking behind him. Oof. I guess I really should alter the definition of wrecking on a dirt track.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty much wrecking every lap there. There was some more contact with the 04 of Hackathorn. I think that was Zach Evans that got into him. He's slid back quite a ways now. That's, of course, your pole sitter, now back to 11th. And we're on board with Conrad here. He's back in 13th, seeing all this action happening in front of him. Yep. Matt Hackathorn, he is sideways everywhere, so the truck is just not handling for him right now. On board with Kyden Jones back in, now he's in 13th. Took that away from Tim Conrad. But stuff you can see here is just, there's so many different lines you can run on these dirt tracks, Ties. There's drivers running on the bottom next to that wall, and then...
caution, Neil Rutt.
Now, once again. Here, and it's the 66 of Neil Rutt that has brought the caution out. There he is in turn number 2. I don't see any damage on the truck, so probably just a little spin. We'll see what happened to him. coming through 3 right now. He's behind the 35 of Conrad, and I think, got some contact from the 09 of Miller, so probably going to see the caution called on the 09 there.
Question is, did Neil get out of shape before James got to him? Is it a little too sideways where he's off gas? No, maybe a little, but that's not significant enough to.
So a tough call there. Tough call, yeah.
Something I'm realizing on the back of Noah Brown's truck. I did actually speak this into existence. The throwback he's running is normally has Lee Bryce on the back of it, and it says "I drive my truck." Well, it's a picture of Noah, and after I made the incorrect assumption of what it meant, it now says "I broke my truck." So
this is Redux Nuts.
No, it's on the deck lid. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, I goofed up. It's on the deck lid. It's a picture of Noah Brown, and it says "I broke my truck" rather than Lee Bryce's album "I Drive Your Truck." So,
yeah,
can't really
see it there.
But yeah, that was an accident on my part that was spoken into existence because Bojo thought it was funny. I also agree that it is funny. Noah Brown does notably break a lot of trucks, so Carlos is going to try to get us a better look at that.
The drone cam is not working well.
Yeah, drone is not cooperating, but we're going to get ready to go back green here about halfway through the Mud Summer Classic Half 1.
Yep, back in the hands of AJ Clemens. Now on
Guys,
the
it's
inside
the
of Jake
Mud
Scarborough.
Season Classic.
Wait. Mud Season Classic, yep.
Okay, that'll do it.
Now your second place driver is Jake Scarborough. Green flag out once again here. Good start for the 67 of Clemens once again. Now the battle for second between the Redux teammates Noah Brown and Jake Scarborough. Noah Brown trying to take it on the inside with an aggressive move. Not going to quite be able to make it up there. Throwing pretty aggressive sliders in that 65. And a big wad of cars behind him. That's the battle from 4th all the way back to about 9th, 10th, 11th place there. So all those drivers looking to get up here in this top 5 before the end of the race.
Yeah, a lot of guys that are back here in the trick stuff. Santiago's on the bottom. He's watching everybody above him bounce it off the outside wall and come back down. He's running the bottom pretty well, though. That's something that we're also going to be paying attention to is how these guys that run the bottom compare those guys that are grouped up top. Oh, Daniel Gore's made contact with I believe, the 32 of Dustin Dewar. Kynan Jones come down the racetrack. Beating and banging everywhere.
Absolutely everywhere. There's like 3, 4, 5 different lines at this racetrack. That's one of the things I love about dirt. I don't know how to do it myself, but I sure love to watch it. And these drivers are putting on one heck of a show. Just look, there's Matt Hackathorn running near the inside wall. They got trucks up at the outside wall. And a really good onboard shot here from Santiago Guerri. Now here's one up from the other side of the racetrack. Here's Darren Staff running the outside line. There was a warning from race control issued about a minute ago about wall riding, so we'll have to watch and see if anyone gets penalized for that. Just trying to keep the trucks from plowing into the side of the wall and run around the racetrack like that, because it does provide a little bit of an advantage. You hit it like Daniel Gore did, like that. Oh, wow, big wreck there on the front stretch.
Tim Conrad involved.
Great onboard view from Darren Staff, who made it through that, but we'll have to see what happened there. I think I definitely did start with the 00.
Oh. Daniel Gore actually ended up on his lid. Rolled over.
He got hit from behind from the 32 of Dustin Dewar, and...
Oh my gosh!
Ooh.
Yeah, Neil... Understandably, I mean, it is very foggy, and there is dirt everywhere, so maybe he wasn't looking that far ahead. He did come over the radio and apologize immediately, said it was on him. Daniel Gore, though, not the greatest night so far for him, unfortunately.
And this will be a great onboard shot. Ow.
Thankfully, it rolled over all the way, though, and didn't just leave him on his roof.
Yeah, he will be able to drive away from that. I'm not sure how good the truck will be. One of the things about dirt is you can't run with quite a bit of damage here, and it won't hurt you that much. I'm assuming the truck's gonna be down on power, but I don't know. It'll be one of those things interesting to see. And my goodness, just
yeah, no,
nothing.
he really. I mean, you see the trucks there, but then once everybody else moves, you just you see that. So, as we mentioned before, getting on the brakes in the trucks on dirt, not really easy to do. Dusty Dewar will be given that EOL for the initial caution. See Dallas my hand. He's going to be able to loop it around and keep going. No damage really to that truck, but AJ Plemons, Jake Scarborough, they are 1 and 2 right now with about 20 laps to go in the Mud Season Classic. Correct that. Apologies, Carlos. Noah Brown, Austin Beers, Dylan Thomas, and Zach Evans are your top 6.
Chase truck's about to be off here once again. Field is in the hands of AJ Plemons. Once he took control of the race about lap 15 or so, he's not relinquished it yet. And another good start for him on the inside line. He's going to get about a 3-car length lead into turn number 1. Now the battle is 3 between the 77 of Scarborough, Noah Brown, and Austin Beers. Now it's going to be back to the 77 Scarborough. Noah Brown hitting that right rear up against the wall, using all of the racetrack that he paid $11.95 for, and all these tracks, or all these drivers doing the same thing as well. There's the 6 Zach Evans with a good run up. He's in P7 right now, using that wall line. Using actually all of it right there. Good onboard shot, watching these trucks hit that cushion on the outside.
Back towards the front, battle for the lead. Jake Scarborough, he's running a completely different line than AJ. He's getting the run out of the corners. And at the entry of 3 and 4, he's had a run on him. Jake's going to take the high side. Plemons on the bottom. I suspect we're going to see him pass for the lead here pretty soon, gentlemen.
A good race there, yep. Good. Jake's been able to make some good momentum on that line. He's running a little bit higher than Plemons right now. You can see from our onboard shot on the outside there, second truck in line. That's the 77 of Scarborough, trying to make a run for that lead. Quickly approaching the end of this race. 17 laps to go. If we go green, it'll be over in about 6 minutes. So not a lot of time to go in this race.
Thomas Capuano, he throws a huge slider there. We got a yellow. Aaron Evans involved, it looks like.
Aaron Evans might have started with the 45 of Darren Staff. Let's see on the replay.
No, Aaron Evans not involved. Get a look here on the Thruwide TV replay cam. Oh, Dusty Dewar's just going to spin.
Okay, yeah, nothing to do with Darren's staff or anything.
Someone blowing up back
He was
there?
just apologizing.
Aaron Evans, actually, he's been smoking this whole time for us. That's why I thought he was involved. But no, he's been smoking for the past about 10 laps. So. Uh-oh. Dusty Dewar parked for the rest of the half. That is his second tally. So he will be done
here
for the first half. Not the app, sorry.
Copyrighted term.
Redacted.
Force a habit.
Yeah, you know, I feel like they could all be called the same thing, but Cam, I believe we have an ad read.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you really liked the views that you're seeing of these crashes, these great camera views, check out Fenceline Films for the largest library of high-quality in-car camera videos in the Northeast. You can find us at Stafford Speedway, Monaco Modified events, and more. Check out all your favorite drivers like Austin Beers and Neil Wright, both in this race, at the Fenceline Films YouTube channel.
On does a great job, him and the team. Some of our favorite OSCA sound clips have been from Austin Beers and Thomas Capuano pre-race, like you and Kynan Jones or you and Noah Brown, and far more that I feel like we're going to have as the years go on. But Fenceline Films, key sponsor for Austin Beers, Thomas Capuano, a number of trucks, and our leader right now, AJ Plemons.
Yeah, those modified guys know how to do the sound clips really well there.
Oh, yeah.
Rut and... Who else was that?
Evans, down there road.
Aaron
His
Evans.
engine, I think, expired.
Yep, so those two probably done for the half. We got 12 laps to go, about to be 11 here. Another restart coming your way. AJ Plemons looking to do what he's been doing best and get another good one, which he does on the loud pedal. And 2 car lengths into turn number 1 is his advantage. Now for second, it's between the 13 of Dylan Thomas. We haven't seen him too much at the front all race, but he's made his way up in the top 5. But battle for second. Scarborough wants it again. He's going to drive it down in there. And Austin Beers now at second. So he's been able to get around that 77 machine of Scarborough and get into the fight for the win here.
Scarborough, though, he's ripping that top side so well that the gap that he's losing on entry almost doesn't matter. Austin Beers going to throw a slider on him. Jake's going to be able to get the power down. Here comes Noah Brown with a huge run. I didn't mean to rhyme there. Call me Dr. Seuss. Jake Scarborough on the top side ripping. Nobody right now has anything for AJ Plemons. The battle's going to be on for second.
Yeah, big wad of trucks behind AJ Plemons. I'm sure he's loving seeing what's happening in this mirror because the battle is going to second all the way back to about 10th place right now. So these trucks are racing hard. You see on the multicam here that advantage for Plemons is pretty big, about a second, which is huge in a dirt track. You also see the battle for 9th place. That's Evans, Zach Evans, and Darren Staff going at it. And a bunch of other trucks behind them. There's Matt Hexthorn, your pole sitter for tonight. He's fallen back to that 10th spot and kind of stayed there all night. Hasn't been able to really capitalize on that good starting position, but is currently in that big wad of trucks around there. But AJ Plemons has kept the lead about 8, 9 tenths of a second, and we'll see if Jake Scarborough can do anything about that.
Jake and Beers went a couple laps throwing sliders on each other. Jake is now completely clear of the 19, so it's going to be interesting to see if he's able to find something.
Caution's out. Thomas Capuano.
Oh, no. The guy went around. The guy.
Sponsor for tonight's race. See what happened to him here on the replay. He was in that 9th, 8th, 9th, 10th place wad there, and it looks like, ooh, from behind, I think that was OSCA Daddy, 35 of 10 Comrade. I got into him. Another replay here, better shot from behind, and yep, just a little nerf in the back and a nose into the front of that inside wall. Not a whole lot of damage, but not a whole lot of time left to gain that track position that he's going to lose. So tough break for Tom there.
Yeah, I mean, he's always really good at these dirt tracks, and I think that was probably why he chose to sponsor this one was, you know, win the race and be able to talk about himself and everything that he does, which is great work. I love to see it. Obviously, the Neil Rutt clips we've seen, the Austin Beers clips. Some notable names that they work with, too. Ryan Newman has some videos on there of his onboards, so if you love onboards of race cars and modifieds, they're the place to go.
Absolutely, and well, one thing I don't know if we mentioned this night: 21 car invert for half number 2, and Thomas Capuano, who we're just talking about in this last caution, he's going to be in 22nd. It looks like for this restart, so maybe he can go there and try to get that invert for half number 2 and get himself a good starting position for that half. But yeah, quick cautions here. We're about to go green once again. 3 laps to go. We're gonna have 2 to go once we go green here. So we're either going to get the white flag or the yellow flag and see what happened there. But pace truck is off. And good start again for the 67 of Plemons. Not a good start for the 77 of Scarborough. He got all sorts of sideways, but he's going to keep his foot in it and try to go around the outside. Oh, 4 wide. Yep. Ooh. Beers. Thomas contacted in turn number 3. Beers slides up. Scarborough and Plemons are going at it. Yep. White flag here. 1 lap to go at Eldora. They're 3 wide for the second spot, but I think Plemons has got quite a bit of distance. But Scarborough he's gonna have something here into turn number 3. Plemons fends off that challenge, runs the low side, and I don't think it's going to be enough for Scarborough. Scarborough's sideways out of turn number 4, and it's going to be a win for AJ Plemons, number 2 on the season for him.
Man, they were packed up right there between 3rd and all the way back. Dylan Thomas, Austin Beers are going at it. Austin Beers does not look happy with Noah Brown. He's making contact with him. He's actually running him up the racetrack, whether that's anger or if that's just a meme, I don't know. But
Vic's not going to be happy about that.
That does not look like a happy Austin Beers. Yeah, no.
Yeah, those two have had a contact in the past. We know that those two have had issues. So interesting to see. We'll have to go back and look at that and see what happened there. But AJ Plemons with another win on the season. Had a short track, so no surprise there. But definitely a crazy race to start the half or the night. And I think half 2 is going to be even more crazy.
Let me get the results up here in just a second.
as we just getting to look back at what happened with Austin Beers and Noah Brown there. Noah definitely did go up the racetrack and act like Austin wasn't there, and Austin lost a couple spots because of it, but that's going to put him in that 5th spot. But looking at your results here, AJ Plemons is your winner of half number 1, Jake Scarborough 2nd, Noah Brown 3rd, Hackathorn 4th, so that's a rebound. 5th for Austin Beers, 6th for Dylan Thomas, 7th Kynan Jones, 8th Zach Evans, 9th for Darren Staff, and David Westergreen rounds out the top 10.
P11 is James Miller. P12 is Dallas Myhan. Santiago Aguirre comes home in P13. P14 is Adam Peeler. Thomas Capuano, tough break there at the end, comes home in 15th. Gilberto Javier Gomera, P16. Ray Bracey comes home in P17. Daniel Gore comes home in P18. He was on his lid, so I guess all things considered, good finish for him. Caden Tubbs, P19, and Jordan Tarble, P20.
So I believe we are going to roll right into our picks for half
We still
number
have
2.
6 other drivers.
Oh, do we? Oh, okay. Patrick, hi. 21st, Dakota Pignataro, 22nd, 23rd, Tim Conrad, 24th, Aaron Evans, 25th, Real Nut, and 26th, Dustin Dewar. I was looking at my phone. I apologize. Now we can roll into our second pick halves.
Second pick halves indeed. I'm gonna go first because I suck, and my driver decided he needed to kill Neil's driver just really quickly, you know. So that was awesome. Thank you, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna go Kynan Jones here.
Good pick.
It is a pick. I don't know if it's the right pick, but it is.
Hey,
a
she
pick.
got me some good points.
Cam, who you got?
I'm going to go with Thomas Capuano.
That is a good pick. PP, who you got?
I'm going with the second half race winner, Tim Conrad.
See if he can manage to not murder somebody again. Neil, who you got?
I have not a single clue because I closed out my spreadsheet here because I'm having computer issues again. How you doing? Give me.
Riveting stuff, Neil.
He wants a man after midnight.
Give me.
Yeah?
Yeah, I had. Did I say who I got or?
No,
No,
who you got?
you were reading.
Oh, okay. So yeah, my computer just decided to just. It crashed on me like mid saying I got Jake Scarborough.
All right.
You were titillating us.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just.
Carlos, who you got?
Well, I hate going east, and blue was not the first color of my first iRacing car, so I'm going to go with David Westergreen.
That is a way to make your pick. Ty, who you got?
Ty beat me.
See, I'm looking at this invert. I did. Want. I'm looking at this right here, and I'm looking at this invert, and it looks mighty juicy, and this is a great time for me to possibly waste a pick. I'm going to go ahead. Give me Dallas Myhan.
Might not be the worst pick.
I'm gonna pick, I think, Caden.
No, Caden Tufts. Good pick. Tim, who you got to round us out here?
I'm gonna go with the guy that got in my way and I killed him. Thomas Capuano.
Bad news.
Bad
Yeah,
news.
already-
Can't pick him,
That's
bud.
why I didn't pick it.
Yeah, shit. Well,
Hey.
Hello?
He said the word.
Really?
He said the word.
You're welcome, Ray.
I got you. Shut the Thomas. Let's
I know you're old, but come on.
go- I know, like
Come on, old
everything
man.
that I had for picks. Let's go with Ray Bracey.
Bay Racy, indeed. Okay, awesome.
Alright.
Riveting stuff.
Riveting
Hey, Ty
stuff.
McIntosh, I got one thing for you.
What you got, buddy?
Arrgh.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's very weird, but you know,
I had to mute my mic.
when there's a beast like him, You just gotta. You just got. Oh boy, that was Tim Conrad and I making noises at each other that probably shouldn't be on a broadcast, but we said the S word, so I think that was worth it. We're gonna get one more look while we have a second at our Fenceline Films commercial.
We don't have time for that.
Oh, we don't have time for that. Never mind.
No, we don't have time for that. You can do it after
Ain't
the
nobody got
race.
time for that. Nice, so we'll do that after the race. Cam, why don't you, here in a second, when it gets going, take us through our top 10 starters for half number 2 of the Fenceline Films Mud Season Classic.
Absolutely. Real quick, while we're waiting on that, we do have some very real beef here between Noah Brown and Austin Beers that has definitely spilled over from the last race. And they do start nose to tail from each other. So watch P17 and P19 here in this half number 2. But starting on the pole is Patrick Hayes. He finished P21 in half number 1, and Jordan Tarbell starts P2. Caden Tufts rolls out in 3rd, and Daniel Gore hopefully keeps it on the right side up this time, rolls off P4. Ray Bracey rolls off in position number 5. Gilberto Javier Gomero rolls off in P6. Thomas Capiona rolls off in P7. Adam Peeler in P8. In P9, it's Santiago Aguirre, and Dallas Mayan rolls off in 10th.
We're rolling off 11th. Mr. Tim Bitts, James Miller to his outside. The 09 and the 9 will make up row 6. David Westergreen. And that beautiful number 9, Jeb Burton throwback. P13, Darren Staff. And the Mountain Dew 45. And Zach Evans, RIP Honda, rolls off P14. P15, Kynan Jones in that Austin Cindric throwback. And to his outside, the Ken Shaver throwback of Dylan Thomas. 17th, the 19 of Austin Beers. And 18th, Matt Hackathorn, the 2 TMR teammates, will make up row number 9. And row number 10 will be Noah Brown and Jake Scarborough, 2 Redux teammates. Look for that to be the position that maybe makes the issues tonight.
Row 9 and row 10 are going to be fireworks there. Row 11 has AJ Clemens, your half one winner, and Dakota Picantera rolling off in P22. Tim Conrad rolls off in P23. Aaron Evans in 24th. And your last 2 starters of the night, Neil Rutt and Dustin Dewar in P26. And as we historically know from these halves, half 2 tends to be the crazy one, just due to the invert. You have differing speeds across the field. Can't imagine that's going to be any different tonight, and I think we're going to be in for a fireworks show on the racetrack and a fireworks show out of the backstretch after the race.
Yeah, I can't imagine that we're going to see a calmer second half than we did the first half. Not because we have a story where there was a lot of contact and they're not happy with each other. That definitely plays a huge part of it. But also, a lot of these guys now, they know how the track's going to wear. The track has completely reset, so we're going to see these guys try to get to the front and take advantage of it. They know where they struggle, and they're going to try to counteract that. And this is going to be a fun time. Maybe not for everybody on the racetrack, but for us in the booth, we're going to have a blast.
We are definitely going to have a blast. I'm having a blast, and this pace track driver is about to decide that he wants to get off track. So we're about to have green flag racing for you in about 5 seconds time. The pace truck there, thinking about going left, still thinking, and there he goes.
This is the backstretch.
My goodness.
Where are we?
I am on the... Well, where are we? We're at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Well, welcome to the Roval. Okay, well, we're on the right side of the racetrack now again, so pace truck driver now is going to make that left-hand turn.
Are you sure about
the
that?
opening is there, but not...
We're going 4 abreast.
4 abreast for the commentators who don't know where they are at, and yeah, actually they are going 4 abreast. That's pretty cool. That's
Commentator,
pretty cool.
I knew where they were. I did the thing.
Him and Rich is fighting
we
his
have,
demons right now. This is his op.
His op is the back straightaway.
Commentator did not get the memo.
These guys are 4 wide for, I believe, since we have 26 trucks. I'm no mathematician, but that's not even a number you can divide by 4, is it? No, it's not. Okay, never mind.
It's not, no.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm good at math. Not that math. There's the two thick lanes are in the middle. That's what you need to know. Riveting stuff here from your reporter. Back to you, Cam.
You wanted the best, and you got, well, we got these
Most
guys.
of them 3 abreast.
All right, we're going to go ahead and re-rack them here and hopefully get going green so that we get some racing here. 4 wide is very cool to see on a dirt track, though, I will say. As a pavement princess myself, it's very cool how they do that. So I think we're going to have, maybe 1 lap here before we go green?
I believe we have just one. Lights are off on the pace truck. Patrick Hahey, Jordan Tarble, they're going to lead us to green here whether they want to or not. I don't know how comfortable they really are, but we're going to find out. They've got one guy who's very quick behind them, and we'll make the move, and Daniel Gore, and one guy who is hungry for a win this season, Mr. Caden Tufts, on that second row. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
And trial by fire for these guys up here in the front, Patrick Hayden, Jordan Tarble, and am I going to be right this time? No.
No, we are way
back
past it.
Yep.
No, this is the front stretch. We're way past it, though.
Okay, well,
Yeah, man.
one
What's
of these
going on?
laps, one of these laps are going green.
Let me do your job. Pace truck is going in this time by.
We are
let's
on the
just
back
see-
straightaway.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. The pace truck lights usually go off, like, the lap they go in, but they've been off for, like, 5 laps. So it's a little confusing, but
Like, have no fear.
it's okay.
Pace truck is coming in now.
Pace
He's gonna
truck is
take a
coming in
hard
now.
left Now.
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 We're waiting.
Crank it. Yeah!
There we go. Finally, we got racing coming here, boys. All right, Patrick Ahey is your pole sitter, and green flag is finally out. We're racing it outdoor once again, half number 2. Good start for Patrick Ahey on the bottom side there. He actually is going to be under fire from Caden Tufts. He's going to put his truck around the outside line
no,
there.
Reckon.
Reckon in turn number 2.
The truck went sideways. Jordan Tarble's having internet issues. The fireworks are still going off on the racetrack. Oh, my Lord.
A lot of stuff going on the racetrack here. There was somebody climbing the wall out of turn number 2. Patrick Hayes contact was there. I think that was the 99 of Gilberto. Yeah, there's just a lot of stuff going on right here. Ooh,
Oh,
somebody got contact. That was Beers. Beers and someone else. Beers actually disappeared and then was inside the truck. Now Beers and Clemens are battling. They've already gotten up into the top 10 there. Caden Tufts has scooted out to the lead. He's got about a half-second lead over Thomas Capuano. And now the battle for second between him and Gore. Oh,
Heavy
big stack up
contact.
there.
Everybody's hitting everybody.
No caution, though. That was into turn number 3, I believe. No, turn number 1.
Bunch of guys in that. Patrick Hahey, Noah Brown, AJ Clemens, David Westergreen was around it. Jake Scarborough was in it. But everybody trying to get through this field. Not going well for everybody. Notable guys that are moving up. Thomas Capuano, he's 3rd right now. Ray Bracey 5th. Patrick Hahey has completely slipped out all the way down to the 19th spot. He's not feeling great. Jordan Tarble went to the back very quickly. He's probably outside the top 20. I'd say probably 23rd, 24th.
Genuinely one of the craziest starts I've seen in a while. There was just so much movement, so much wads of trucks on the racetrack, and I think we kind of settled out here a little bit. The battle for the lead has heated up just a little bit. No, not quite. That was the battle for
Caution, Evans. Aaron.
as I was saying. Oh, we have a wreck under caution too. The 18 and the 87 have wrecked as the caution was coming out. '88 of Santiago Aguirre is not happy with someone, so not be the center of this. 98 of Aaron Evans. He's going to get loose out of turn number 4 there.
Evans on Evans violence.
Yeah, we've actually one of. Yeah, there's the contact after the caution.
Put a body in.
I believe Evans on Evans violence is something we've also seen a few times this year between those two. Nothing egregious from Aaron, you just got a little sideways, and Zach was there, so I think everybody should be fine there. I think actually the biggest hits were there after the caution between the 87 and the 18, so yeah, everybody will get back going here.
like Dusty got into the wall a little bit. Dakota got behind Dusty, checked up. The 87 wasn't really ready for Dakota to check up that much, and just kind of a stack up there. But Aaron Evans is given the EOL for that accident with Zach Evans. So 10 laps in, 1/5 of the way through. Hopefully these guys get to take a breath, get a breather, and calm back down, because that was a hectic. The first 5 laps were insane, and then we had 5 more right after that. So I can't imagine these guys are feeling too energetic right now.
Absolutely, and some big movers we have. Austin Deers, he is up 9 spots. Let's see, Tim Conrad is up 12. Jake Scarborough is up 8. AJ Clemens is up 7. So those guys who finished well and caught the invert, making their way back up through the field. Green flag out once again. Good start on the bottom there for Caden Tufts. He's going to have a pretty good lead into turn number 1, taking that outside line. Now the battle is for second. It's Thomas Capuano and Daniel Gore. Santiago Aguirre, haven't talked about him too much all night. He's made his way up there into the top 5 positions, running really well there, battling with his teammate. Looking a little bit further back in the pack there. That's around P14, 15, 16 there.
Austin Deers his way up.
Battle for the lead here. Thomas Capuano has decided he no longer wants to be behind the 00 of Tufts and makes his way around the inside. Ooh, wreck off of turn number 4 there. That's the 27 of Peeler. There's a couple other trucks there involved, but Peeler with the worst of it being spun around. See what happened there. Like some contact around the 67, the 13, and 04. Actually, a few wrecks there. So the 04 spun at the same time the 27 did. Really. Let's see who spun first. Yeah, I think the 27 was the one that spun first, but a bunch of people wrecking there, and yeah, just, I think like 4 or 5 cars just kind of all like wrecked into each other.
We might need to get drivers some education on holding brakes here. A couple more trucks got involved that probably shouldn't have. This truck right here that we are on board with, let's go with the brakes a couple times at pretty unfortunate times to collect some other drivers.
Got knocked back going forwards again though, so at least there's that.
Yeah, we just, I don't know. I feel like it's a couple weeks in a row where we've had guys not getting on the brakes when we're under yellow and there's wrecks, and we got to try to do a little bit of a better job of that. Hold the brakes and getting on the brakes and slowing down.
It's the middle pedal.
If you don't know where it is, if you have 3, it's the middle one. If you have 2, it's on the left. Don't hit the one that makes you go brrr. If you have 1, map a button on your wheel and don't go road racing unless you have 1. But then again, your brake's going to be all the way on, and you're going to lock up and you're going to go flying. So I don't know. Maybe make it to where, like, if you push down on it, it's the gas. If you pull up on it, it's the brake. I don't know.
Oh, like a golf cart. That's kind of how that works.
We are going green here.
No golf carts here. We got NASCAR trucks, OSCA trucks, actually, and a good start there for the 21 of Capuano. He's actually cleared by about 3 car lengths through 1 and 2. Now the battle's White behind him, 69 of Gore, and the 00 of Tufts. There's the 19 of Beers. He has made his way up into about the 5th position now. Great drive up to the field for him. There's Santiago Aguirre. Jake Scarborough, another one of our inverts. Ooh, sideways. They've saved it. They're still trying to wreck it. Ooh, that's 5 wide there. I think they're actually going to be pretty well there. The 3 and 4, they gathered it back up, but that 7, like I said, was really sideways, and I'm surprised they didn't run into each other more.
They were about 4 wide momentarily right as I popped back, and Noah Brown and AJ Clemens were ripping through the middle of the 4 wide, and they were looking good. Noah just slid up a little bit, down to the back of Bojo. Clemens actually going to catch the wall right there, but this Tim Conrad machine, somebody we've talked about being great on dirt. Bojo, somebody that's not really, but he's doing a great job. He was talking about how he was a little uncomfortable, but he's up here and he's fighting, and that's what I love to see. Even if you're uncomfortable, get up here and race.
Yep, doing a good job there too. He's slid back to about P12 there, but has a lot of good dirt drivers around him. Like Tim Conrad is pretty solid on dirt, and Neil Rutt also another good one there. Caution out once again.
Peeler, Kynan.
Here and it's yep, there's Kynan Jones right there. He spun around there in turn number 2. See what happens here. Looks like they just kind of merged together. Kynan was running his line. Peeler ran down a little bit. Get a better view of that.
Yeah.
Peeler
I think
came down.
Kynan for sure held the line.
Yeah, I don't know why the 73 was giving EOL there. That's Oh nope, hold on. Kynan had the prior accident EOL maybe. And we have now an EOL for Adam Peeler. So yeah, I was gonna say I when I looked at the thing and I saw Kynan, I was like, I don't know if I agree with that one.
What thing?
Yeah, 27 definitely just came down there.
So I can look at it in the driver's chat, in the text chat, and it'll tell me who gets the EOL. Which I don't know if you're able to look at that, obviously, with the broadcast being pulled up. But, yeah, so that's normally where I look for it, or I just listen for Vic. I have driver chat on. Sometimes it's a great tool, sometimes it's not. They start rambling about random things, or Tate Lytle singing, which, as we mentioned earlier, no Tate this week. So Tate, wherever you are, buddy, hope you're having a good time. I think you're at work, though, so you're probably having a miserable time. But
hey, if you're having a miserable time, have the most miserable time. Just have a merry, miserable time. Just, do it the best you can.
Do it merrily.
Yeah, to the best of your abilities. But don't look now. Austin Beers, he's up 15 spots, and he's up to P2 already, so that 19 truck is looking fast out here tonight. And the 77 Scarborough, he's up 14, up to the 6th spot, so another fast truck from half number 1. We're just approaching halfway here. Green flag out once again. Good start for the 21 of Thomas Capuano. Austin Beers is 19. Those are teammates.
And we got a yellow again.
Tubbs.
Yeah, once again.
Trying to jump, also spun around. Not spun around, but loose, out of shape. Hit the brakes.
Been a rough night for the 00. He was involved in something in half 1, looking pretty fast, and see what happened here. The 67 of Clemens. No, that was the 65 of Noah Brown, was that?
Yeah, it looked like Caden checked up because Darren slid up the racetrack. And then got a little help from the 65.
Definitely been 65 there.
Got jacked up.
All jacked up on Mountain Dew?
So was the race control calls on that. There was some track ups in the front to help with that, but 65 definitely did get into the back of the 00 to initiate the spinning. So, yeah, we'll have to see how they call about that. Thomas Capuano doing a very good job up here. He started P7. He assumed the race lead on about lap 6 or 7, I believe it was, and has kept it since then. 19 of Beers looking very fast. Gore has kept the tires on the racetrack for the entirety of this race so far, so doing pretty well. James Miller up in P4, and Santiago Aguirre. He did not talk about him pretty much at all in half number 1, but finished P9 and running very well here in half number 2. So pace truck is about to be turning left once again. Thomas Capuano has taken the outside line. Well, actually, we'll have to see.
We were extended.
We were extended. Okay, that was a late extension there. So, all right. Anyway, Thomas Capuano taking the outside line. We've seen the leader take the inside line most of the restarts, so have to see that. Actually, yeah, here in race control, that was called off because they did not like the gap to the pace track. So hopefully that'll be better this time. We'll have to see how that outside line fares on the restart. That 19 of Beers on that aborted start there. Got a very good restart on the inside line there, but green flag out once again. Pretty good restart for the 21 of Capuano. He's going to sail it off in there on the high side, but a slider incoming there from the 19.
Man.
Contact from the 69 of Gore. That was a body slam and a half.
He just got bullied.
All of a sudden, yeah, your leader is Austin Beers and Gore is P2.
Danny G threw it in there like he was the Big Show with a choke slam there. That was terrible. Oh, Thomas Capuano gets contact. He almost gets it at Jake Scarborough. Everybody's touching everybody. Pause.
Freezing.
Wow.
No diddy.
Well, back here up at the front, that's actually for P2 now. Gore and Scarborough, the Redux teammates, and there's Capuano, who probably isn't too happy about the contact he just got from the 69. So, knowing Capuano, he's probably out for blood right there.
Boy!
Zach Evans back in P12, contact in front of him. That was Bojo. He's had a rough night, been knocked around a little bit. Probably didn't need that, but they're all straight now.
6 proving he is definitely not afraid of 7.
Even though 7, 8, 9?
Yeah. Speaking of 9, Westergreen needs to put the batteries in his car because he is dropped back.
Oh no.
Hybrid
We're not going to make the truck. We're not aiming for the truck. Oh no. Uh-oh.
Oh! As we're watching, yep, contact with the 48.
We might have been aiming for
There's
the
still
truck.
contact.
I don't know.
Oh, they're still trying to wreck. There's 27 at Peeler.
Oh boy. All right.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no, Jeff. As we look back to the lead, Austin Beers with about a 1.5 second gap over Daniel Gore. Jake Scarborough there. Thomas with a huge slider. Maybe gonna get Jake. Oh, he clears him.
Ooh, Gore in the wall too. Yep.
I'm gonna call the police.
Oh,
There's
you're
Gore
going
on the
at
wall.
Ooh, sideways for Scarborough. These two are going at it hard though, and Beers is loving what he's seeing. He's gapped to about a 2-second lead here with these guys going at it. So, yep, the Redux teammate's still there. 19 in the wall.
Oh no! David Westergreen. He and Aaron Evans both with issues. Westergreen was turned completely sideways on the front stretch before Aaron straightened him back out. Aaron Evans now backing down pit road. Not sure what's going on there, but apologize to David Westergreen.
Oh, caution. Something with the 67 maybe.
Oh, they're all
Caution is out. Yeah.
ping pong. AJ Fleming was
apologized.
apologizing.
I think that was the caution though, because the 67 kept straight. Oh, Peeler sideways out of turn 4.
Who's the 60s? Oh,
Another view
that was
from it. A lot of commotion going on in the driver chat right now. A lot of commotion going on in the driver chat right now. I wouldn't say people are mad at each other, but discussions are happening. Just, hey, this happened, and I'm not mad, I'm not happy, I'm just letting you know that I acknowledged it, so.
He just jumped to pit road, by the way.
He has been
Something to note in this race. Wild Data Racing, Ty.
Do what?
Wild Data Racing.
Yeah, no. Adam Peeler has been parked. I would assume, you know, we might have a chance. Oh, Matt Hackathorn disconnected due to upload packet loss. So he dropped all of his packets. But, yeah, no, I mean, this has been a lot of bodying, a lot of good racing, a lot of good battles. We got 10 laps to settle this. And we have probably one of the drivers that is going to put a lot on the line for this, Thomas Capuano, looking to get this one.
Absolutely, yep. He's got his teammate on the inside line. His teammate's actually the control car for the restart, so in the hands of him, and green flag out. Once again, 9 laps to go here at Eldora. Good restart for that 19 of Austin Beers. He has gapped by about a car length through 1 and 2, but here comes the 21 of Capuano on the outside. Great run for him. He's going to dive it off here into turn number 3 and try to slide up. I don't think he's got enough racetrack. 19 of Beers in the wall. Here comes Capuano with the slider. He's going to contact. The two teammates are nose to tail in turn number 1 and 2.
Thomas is going to take that run, go all the way to the wall, and he's going to stay out of it. And he's going to pull away from Austin Beers. As now the battle's on for second. Austin Beers, AJ Clemens, Daniel Gore, and James Miller for the second spot. Oh, Austin Beers turned into the pit wall.
Oh, that was Beers and Gore, I think it was. Ooh,
still
Bojo sideways. He's in the wall. Some wild developments here near the end of the race. Definitely saw Gore. Yeah, have to see what happened here. We still have some more wrecking under caution. Yep. Ooh, Beers and yep, Gore.
Oh,
that was
Zach
the
Evans
lead.
veto fine.
Wow, that was wild.
And then something happened to Bojo, like, almost right after that.
A view of it from the rear.
That was a good
Yeah.
lead.
Two Redux teammates there, Scarborough and
Oh, he was.
Gore.
Oh, he almost hit the wall. Do we have an ad read?
We do. I'll go ahead and take it. Cam read it once here for everybody at home. The ad read. Check out Fenceline Films for the largest library of high-quality in-car camera videos in the Northeast. You can find them at Stafford Speedway, Monaco Modified Events, and more. All your favorite drivers like Austin Beers, Neil Rutt, and more are going to be all on the Fenceline Films YouTube channel. So if you like the commercial that we ran before, we're going to run it one more time for you guys at the end here. If you like that, be sure to check out Fenceline Films on YouTube. They do great work, and I'm sure that if we had Fenceline Films cameras inside these trucks tonight, we would see a lot of great content.
absolutely. 5 laps to go, coming to 4 to go. Green flag out once again. 21 of Thomas Capuano. Another great restart from him. Battle on for the second place. Miller and Clemens contact in turn number 1 and 2. Miller used the rear of his truck to just kind of swing the 67 out of the way, and I don't think he was too happy about that. Here comes the 13 of Dylan Thomas. They're 4 wide. Here comes Gore. He was just in the pit wall a few laps ago. And he's not, his race isn't over yet. They're 3 wide through turn 1 and 2.
Thomas Capuano with about 2.5 laps to go. He's going to sling it through 3 and 4. No challenge for him. A huge slider there from AJ Clemens. He's going to clear Daniel Gore for the moment. They're going to be 3 wide off of turn 4, but out front, Thomas Capuano, James Miller, they're fighting for the lead. Thomas goes all the way to the wall. Oh, Dylan Thomas with a slider on Daniel Gore. He's going to get clear for the second. Daniel's going to have a look back here as we're coming to the white flag this time for Thomas Capuano.
That was a beautiful slider from the 13. Just had enough room there to make it work. They're still battling for second. Thomas Capuano has increased his lead to about 0.8 of a second, so he's set and sail. They're 3 wide for the P3 position here. Dylan Thomas, Daniel Gore, and Clemens. Here is Thomas Capuano through 3 and 4. He's got about a 1.2 second lead on his teammate James Miller. And through turn number 4, it's going to be win number 1 of the season for that 21. And the battle for P3 goes to Dylan Thomas. He gets it over AJ Clemens and Daniel Gore. Daniel Gore comes home in P5.
Man.
Wow, what a race.
How about that? Thomas Capuano called a shot when he was in the booth last week at Richmond on his birthday. He wanted to win tonight, and he did just that. Fireworks are going off for him.
Hearing from Tim, giving him his celebratory shut up, Thomas.
How about
AJ
that?
Clemens.
Just notice that. The Fenceline Films trucks, they sweep the Fenceline Films Mud Season Classic.
Just a quick little update before Thomas does his burnouts here, but apparently the caution with the 19 coming down pit road, he was serving a penalty, so interesting note there. We'll have to see how that is ruled on for race control, but heard that race control did not like that too much, so we'll probably see something later on that in the week. But yeah, for now, it's all Thomas Capuano. He's your winner tonight in half number 2. And he's going to drive that truck into the victory lane.
Gotta check the scales first. Gotta get that green light.
Check spoiler, yeah. They're pretty strict in dirt racing.
Light is
For,
green.
yep. Got it.
Got that green.
Kind of wrecked on victory lane, but
I wouldn't call that a wreck.
There is.
is there
No.
a more Tom Capuano thing to do than almost wreck the truck in victory lane?
At least there was somebody standing there, you know. Maybe we hit the trophy girls. No, you know, we're all good though. So we see the other truck that missed out on victory lane. Caden Tufts maybe grieving. Oh, nope, never mind.
We'll let these guys get settled in and get some interviews here shortly.
Get the race results.
We'll get the race results before we get to the interviews. Thomas Capuano comes home in P1. He's the first win of the season. Ahead of his teammate, James Miller. Good run for him. Dylan Thomas comes home in P3. AJ Clemens, half one winner, comes home in 4th. Daniel Gore, he was in the pit wall like 5 laps to go, comes home in P5. Jake Scarborough, same thing to him, comes home in 6th. Darren Staff comes home in 7th. Neil Rutt in 8th. Tim Conrad 9th. And Condon Jones rounds out the top 10.
Coming home 11th. Dallas Myhan 12th. Santiago, last name. Kate Tufts 13th. Noah Brown 14th. Dakota Pignataro 15th. 16th. David Westergreen 17th. Ray Bracey 18th. Patrick Hehe 19th. Gilberto Javier Gomera 20th. Jordan Tarble.
Zach Evans comes home in P21. Austin Beers, your leader with about 4 laps to go, comes home in P22. P23 is Adam Peeler. Matt Hackathorn, tough break for him, comes home in P24. Aaron Evans comes home in P25, and the P26 is Dustin Dewar. So why don't we go ahead and pull up our half one winner and P4 in half number 2.
Did we want to run the commercial first?
If we want to run, we could go ahead and run that. Let's run the commercial and then we'll get AJ up here.
Back.
All right, we're back here at Eldora here. There's Thomas Capuano. He's sitting in victory lane celebrating with his team. But let's go ahead and get a word here with your half one winner on tonight. AJ Fleming, did you get a copy?
Yep.
All right, cool, man. That's your, I believe, if I am correct, your first win on the season? First win on the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely thought it was your second, but first one on the season, coming in a dirt track, so pretty cool to see that. But talk us through your half one and half two results. Half one, obviously starting in P4 on the race and got up to the lead pretty early on, kind of just controlled the race. Half two, starting a little bit further back, so a bit of a different time there, but just talk us through your races tonight.
Of all places I thought I would have won, it wouldn't be this place. I kind of had like a very slow start to the season from what I expected. I expected to run around top 5, but some races I've been running around 11th place, 10th, and I've had a very slow start, so it's very, very cool to get a win, especially at a track like this where I thought I was going to run 11th or 12th, but we started 4th there and took off and took the lead and never looked back. That first half, I was just trying to be consistent, learn as I go, and just try to find lanes on the racetrack where people aren't really running. And I figured out the bottom groove there, and the guys behind me still running the top really well, so I had to chase them up, and just had a really good first half, and it was pretty cool to get a win.
Yeah, we know you're really strong on the asphalt short track side. How much of that experience and skill you have transfers over to the dirt?
Yeah, it's just throttle. Most of it's throttle control, so you need those on those short track deals coming off the corners and whatnot. And I was able to apply some of that here, and like I said, learning as I go, and really I used that ability in the second half. Trying to pass on the bottom so top lanes filled up, then just trying to be easy on the throttle, not trying to spin the tires off, get sideways, and I think we had a shot to win the second half there, but other guys, they were racing hard, and I got the short end of the stick. But it was overall a good night.
Well, if you like throttle control tonight, I think next week's going to be a good one for you too. Atlanta '08. Personally, one of my favorite tracks. I think that was just a fun racing experience. How are you feeling about that one?
I don't think I've raced there. So maybe I'll actually reach out to you. You could tell me what I'm doing wrong next week. Maybe we'll do that type of deal. So yeah, I know it's loose. I've heard it's loose. I've obviously raced on the newer pavement ones. It's all draft, so maybe that'll fall into my favor, and we can get a top 5 run going.
Yeah, I can tell you for sure that I think Atlanta '08 is closer to this than it is like New Atlanta. So definitely gonna be fun watching y'all slide around just a lot quicker next week. 160, 170-ish, as opposed to like 70, 80. But before we let you go, AJ, you got any shout outs for us?
Just all the other guys at South Shore. Obviously, Tate wasn't here tonight, so trying to hold it down for him. I know he would have ran good if he was here, and yeah. So all the guys over there, you guys for broadcasting this, and yeah, see you next week.
Cool. First win on the OSCA season, AJ Flemons. Thank you for talking to us, and we'll definitely be talking to you at some point again later in the season.
Oh yeah.
All right. Ty is probably grabbing Dylan Thomas right now, so we'll let him go get Dylan.
Hopefully he consented.
Dylan Thomas, it's Ty up in the booth, buddy. You got a copy? Well. Dylan, buddy, if you're talking, you got your mic's muted, but it's Ty up in the booth. You got a copy? All right. Well, we will hold him for another time. Send him down to interview waiting. In the meantime, well, the other guy is hard muted. So, but I guess we'll pull him up, and Cam, we'll let you have a word with him. See if oh, there he is. He's unhard muted.
All right. Oh, we got James Miller here. James, do you have a copy? Try this again.
I gotcha.
All right. You want to talk to us. Dylan did not. All right. Well, well, you came home P2 tonight. I believe it was 11 and half, number one. You were running a little bit better there. Had some issues there in the first half. But talk us through that and half number two to your second place finish.
Well, I think I put in 150 practice laps, and I just drove like ass the whole first heat. I don't know. I cannot figure out. I mean, I still couldn't figure out the second heat, but obviously we got a better result, so I can't say much about it. But I don't know. I just that set just didn't turn like I was used to. I was very understeery. I spent more of the time with the wheel crank left going straight towards the wall than I did actually sideways. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It was just... I don't think it was nerves. I don't know. It just... Obviously, everything started to click. I think, driving more up on the wheel in the second heat. But, I mean, both heats advanced position, 16th to 11th and 11th to 2nd. So we'll take that. But, yeah, just was not very pleased with the way that truck drove and my performance in the first heat.
Well, you made something of it. That's always good. Definitely not going to be any more straight driving next week. We're going to Atlanta '08. How you feeling about that one?
I mean, I feel good if we could run the whole laps green to green and do strategy, but have a feeling that's won't be the case, so that'll be interesting because I'm sure tires will be tight and fuel will be tight. And the truck probably won't be. Hopefully not. If it is, then I'm crashing out. But that's besides the point. We'll see. We'll have to see when we get there. Feel pretty good. Auto Club went good when it was a strategy race, so I'm looking to have that happen again.
Absolutely. 65 laps, both heats for Atlanta, so be pretty long races for what we got going on this year. Other than Atlanta, is there any like star races that you're thinking that you think you're gonna run really well at, or maybe even ones you think you'll just run really poorly at? I don't know.
Been doing really bad at the short tracks, which is usually the tracks that I'm good at, and I've been doing pretty good at mile and a half, which are usually my worst tracks. So I don't know what's wrong with my driving at the moment. But I hope I'm still fast at road courses because Montreal and Watkins Glen is gonna be a blast. And looking at the playoff schedule, I feel pretty good about all those races. So, honestly, at this point, I'm just waiting till the playoffs to really go for it. But would like some momentum and not having a wrecked out race, second heat like last week. So hopefully more like this. Also, how did I manage 0x in the second heat and 10x in the first one? I don't know what happened the second heat. I just noticed that.
Well, we'll tell Zach that you like the kids.
Well,
not gonna finish that sentence.
Not that though.
No.
Donating, good cause, yes.
It's a good cause. It's a good cause. It's a charity. It's me fine. It's not anything weird. It's great. I've donated. It's good.
We promise.
Before we let you go, James, you got any shout outs for us?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunate for Matt Hack. Some storms came through and had some technical difficulties in the second heat, but he got fourth in the first one, so I just want to give him a shout out for that and his pole. I don't know how he managed that. Damn lucky guy. But yeah, just shout out to Hack. Thanks to you for the opportunity to drive for your team this season. Yeah, I suppose that's it.
I can attest to Matt's poll. It's very. Never mind. We're not gonna go that way.
Oh my lord!
Uh-oh.
Wow.
I just made another video.
No setup at all or anything.
All right, thank you, James. We're gonna cut the broadcast now.
All right,
Goodbye.
Yep. Goodbye.
All right, that was James, your P2 and half number 2.
We will try again, maybe this time with less poll talk with Dylan Thomas. Dylan, it's time for the booth, buddy. You got a copy?
10-4.
All right, well, I'm glad you want to talk to us now. You didn't want to the first time, and that's okay. If it was just Carlos, understandable. I don't think anybody wants to talk to Carlos either, or Cam, really. I'm the only guy that you should want to talk to. So I'm lucky I'm talking to you. But we think you did a really good job there in half one. We talked about you a lot. Obviously, P6, and you were throwing some really great slides. No way, brother. Ain't no way.
Now you don't want to talk to me?
No, I got booted out, and I think I know who it was. I was going by the giggle.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I can actually probably check the audit log. Besides the point, you had a great run there at the end of half two. You were throwing sliders, Daniel Carlos, and you were in a great battle there with Daniel Gore and James Miller. How do you feel like you did tonight? I know it's probably something that you look forward to. You always run good on dirt. I don't think we mentioned you really that much. You kind of fly under the radar, but you looked fantastic tonight.
Man, I on the bottom earlier. It seemed like it went better on the restarts, but I knew they were gonna follow up on the top, so I just wanted to stay on the bottom, stay on the top to keep track position, but the bottom just ran, so I eventually found it, and then once I found it, got my track position back, but it's dirt, so you got people throwing doors and all that. Not clear side jobs, but I had an absolute blast.
Yeah, no, you were somebody that we always, every time we looked at you, you were doing something or something was being done around you, and you were just kind of watching, and I'm sure giggling the whole time. Everybody in that Binks call seems like they would be a great blast to be around in dirt races. And Cam made a good point that we're going to Atlanta next week, so truck's going to hopefully be loose. I would imagine that it shouldn't be tight. And you're going to be sliding, but at much higher speeds. How do we feel about that?
I feel great. about going to Atlanta. Uh, I've always had good luck there, so hopefully we have a good run. I put in my preseason notes. I want a top 10 average, and we're nailing that out. So
All right, buddy. Well, before we let you go celebrate with everybody, who's responsible for getting here tonight?
everybody on the side of my truck. I haven't been able to look at it. I know everybody at Banks Designs, Neil's got a good group together here, so we're the fun team.
I would imagine, man. We get to hear Neil every week when he makes his picks. Obviously, Adam self-spins a lot, so I'm sure you get a good time bullying him. Who's the fourth guy? Zach. Oh, no. Oh, no, not Zach. Oh, no, I forgot about Zach. That's bad. Zach, I didn't forget about you, buddy. I love you. Your Honda's RIP, though. But, Dylan, we appreciate you, buddy. We're going to let you go back down and celebrate, and hopefully we get to hear from you a lot more, man. It's fun to see you run up front and have good runs.
Yeah, it's fun to be up here.
All right, that was Dylan Thomas, our P3 finisher from half number 2, and I guess to even up the night, I'll finish up with Mr. Thomas Capuano. Thomas, tie up in the booth, buddy. You got a copy?
Oh my God! Hey.
Well, I talked to you last week, and I did say that, you want to talk again, just win next week, and you son of a gun, you sponsored the race, and here we are. The Fenceline trucks actually swept, so AJ wins half 1, you win half 2, and you did what you said you were going to do. So how do you feel, bud?
Well, this one is even more special because I'm not in the Fenceline truck tonight. I'm in the truck that is a tribute to Scott Bloomquist, and this was Scott Bloomquist's house right here. Eldora was where he won the biggest races of his career. This is where he had his funeral. This was the place that Scott Bloomquist was the man at. And it was so cool that Vic decided to do the throwback to be that first truck race, and it'd be the one upper series race that Scott ran was this race. And that I was fortunate enough to be able to choose Bloomquist. I got my pick in very soon and got the Bloomquist truck. And shout out my teammate James Miller for helping me out with the basic graphics, because I wasn't able to find too many pictures of the truck, but James helped me with that. And then I went through and I tried to make it look like a really good throwback with all the stickers, but have the no weak links on the side, all of Scott's cars that he ran on the back, his when he was born, when he died, and all that other stuff. And oh man, it was just, I don't think I could have been more storybook to start this race and pick up however many spots I picked up right on the bottom, right where Scott would be running, right down on the bottom. And then to have that absolute clinic of a show with Danny G in the first few laps, and then just absolutely run the Bloomer line, totally bottom feeding on the bottom like I did in when we ran Knoxville. It was really special. Coming across the line, I was pumped up, but also a little choked up because I was really upset when I heard about Bloomer last year. I was on my way to Stafford, and my dad called me, and he said, "Did you hear about Scott Bloomquist?" And I've got a Scott Bloomquist T-shirt. I've got his sticker on my wall, and I can remember going to a Volusia a few years ago and seeing his hauler there, and just I felt like I saw a rock star or like a superhero. Like he was standing right there, and I was just frozen. I just couldn't believe that it was him right there. He's larger than life. And when I heard what happened to him, and you hear some more things about what led to it and what actually happened, it was totally heartbreaking. And it was one of the only kind of deaths that really hit me hard. I'm really good at coping with it, but when I had heard about Scott, I cried the whole rest of the way to Stafford that Friday morning. It upset the hell out of me. And when we came here last year, not only for the first dirt race since Scott's passing, but at Eldora, and me and Mikey Perniciglio both ran Bloomquist cars, and Mikey was fortunate enough to win. I did my best, but it just wasn't my night that night. And luckily Mikey won, and it's so special that I was able to put this Bloomquist truck in victory lane. It's just awesome. Yeah, sorry I'm rambling on, but it's just really special.
No, you were all good, buddy. I mean, everything that you were saying is a part. I mean, it's on the truck, and how you felt and how it affected you. So, we always love to hear it. And we talked about you a lot all night, man. Every time that we looked, you were making a move or you were slinging it on the bottom, and we talked about you all night, mainly because we knew that you swept Knoxville when we were in the Xfinity cars, and you're always somebody to watch on dirt, and you're always finding the momentum and throwing it somewhere. And we saw you got door banged by Daniel. That was interesting. I believe we all called it a choke slam or a body slam, I think is what Cam called it. So, man, we were glad to see you get it done. But who got you here tonight, man? Besides you, sponsoring the race and calling your shot, who got you here?
Well, got to give a big shout out to Vic for putting this on. Vic, Cameron Rich, the Smart Tour, Stafford Speedway, Fenceline Films, Team Zero Race Cars, and you guys through ITV putting on the stream. I spent a couple hours working on our fellow winner, Aaron Leimann's truck. I started it today and had to get it done by today, and really came up with something awesome. And the fact that Aaron, who's a really good friend of mine in real life, was able to go and get his first OSCA win the same night that I won is really something special. I really rallied to get Aaron into this league. Aaron, in my opinion, is one of the most talented drivers in real life, and it's just awesome to have him be part of racing with us here in OSCA. I know there's some people who are upset. I was really looking forward to dicing up with Austin, but he got called on a restart being too soon. It is what it is, but it was an awesome race. The truck really came in really, really well in the second half. The first half was a little bit on the undrivable side. Well, I wouldn't say it was undrivable, but touchy, edgy. And I just wasn't able to get in there and get smooth and get my line going, which is what I need to excel here in these in OSCA. Is I need to be smooth and all that stuff, and I wasn't really able to do it. So struggled a little bit in half one, but the doors just opened the right way in half two, and I was able to get this truck to the front, and hopefully everything went well tonight with it being the Fenceline Films Mud Season Classic. It was really cool to do that. I don't know if the ad got played or anything like that, because I haven't gone back and watch a broadcast, but I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to do that. We're heading down to the Smart Tour race at Orange County this weekend. And good luck to the guys in the Wheeling Tour. See if they get their show in up here in the Northeast, but it's not looking so great, but we'll see what we got. So thank you guys for putting this broadcast on. I want to dedicate this win to Bloomer, of course. He was a man, and he's who I learned to bottom feed like that from.
All right, buddy. We appreciate you coming up here and chatting with us a little bit, and go celebrate, man. You deserve it.
Thank you.
All right, that was Thomas Capuano, our half two winner. And Cam, we talked about it. It was going to be a great race, great night, and we got nothing short of a fantastic show. And I would say two really deserving winners.
Absolutely, yep. No surprise that the short trackers came out to play tonight, and AJ Clemens and Thomas Capuano were your winners. And we're going to see some, we already talked about it a little bit, we're going to see some Slideways action next week at Atlanta, April 10th, 9 p.m., same time as always here on 3xTV. Ty, that's one of my favorite race tracks to watch and drive personally. I think it's going to be a really fun race next week.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's going to be loose. It's going to be high speeds, and it's going to be really thrilling to see. The tire game is going to be a lot more in effect than it was tonight. Obviously, no tires in the pits tonight, no really tire wear, so back to normal for these guys as far as saving tires and really making up a race strategy. So.
Yep. Well, that's next week. Like we said, 9 p.m. here on 3xTV or OSCA Action. And then the week after that, no racing. We are going to be off for Easter. So we'll get to that when we get to that. But That's all we got for you guys tonight. Have a good one.